Every year, floods kill thousands. Not because rain is deadly, but because our cities aren't ready. Families drown in their own homes. Cars float through the streets. Entire neighborhoods disappear underwater. Why does this keep happening, again and again? Is it bad luck? Climate change? Poor planning? The truth is, most floods aren't natural disasters anymore. They're man-made. But here's the good news. Some cities have found a way out. In this video, we uncover how 7 cities across the world are fighting floods and winning. Stay with us. Our journey begins in Guwahati, India, a rapidly growing city by the Brahmaputra River. Here, monsoon rains often overwhelm the city. Unplanned growth, blocked drains, and garbage dumping have only made things worse. But Guwahati has begun to turn the tide. The city introduced the Guwahati Smart City project, focusing on modernizing its stormwater drainage network. New drain systems have been mapped digitally, waste management has improved, and flood-prone areas are being elevated. Community awareness campaigns now teach locals not to dump plastic waste, a key cause of clogged drains. While challenges remain, Guwahati's blend of infrastructure and education is a critical first step toward resilience. Now let's go north, to Copenhagen, Denmark. This Scandinavian city is famous not just for its design, but also its climate resilience. After a record-breaking cloudburst in 2011, the city launched a bold, planned cloudburst management strategy. Instead of hiding water underground, Copenhagen decided to design the city with water in mind. Streets were reshaped to act as emergency rivers. Parks and plazas were turned into detention zones, temporary lakes that store excess water during storms. One example is Tassinge Plads, a beautiful public space that transforms into a giant rainwater basin when needed. Copenhagen proves that cities can fight floods, not with fear, but with creativity. Next, we arrive in Jakarta, one of the world's most flood-prone megacities. Heavy rainfall, poor drainage, and land subsidence make the city extremely vulnerable. What makes things worse? Jakarta is literally sinking, some parts by up to 25 centimeters a year. To tackle this, the Indonesian government has taken bold steps. They've launched the Giant Seawall Project, a massive coastal defense system to stop tidal floods. At the same time, Jakarta is dredging rivers, relocating people from flood-prone zones, and developing green infrastructure like retention ponds and urban forests. One of the most controversial moves? Planning to relocate the capital entirely to a new city, Nusantara, a long-term effort to reduce pressure on Jakarta. It's a lesson in urgency. Sometimes adaptation requires massive, even radical decisions. From Southeast Asia, we move to Europe, to the historic city of Venice, Italy. A city built on water, but now threatened by it. Rising sea levels and storm surges have flooded Venice more frequently in recent years. To protect its rich history, Italy developed Project MOSE, a system of massive floodgates at the lagoon's inlets. When tides rise, these gates are raised from the seabed, blocking seawater from entering the city. MOSE is an engineering marvel, but not without criticism. It faced delays, corruption scandals, and huge costs. Still, after going operational in 2020, it has successfully prevented several major floods. Venice reminds us, defending the past can also mean investing in the future. Now let's fly south, to Beira, Mozambique, a coastal city in Africa. Beira was devastated by Cyclone Idai in 2019. Floods washed away roads, homes, and lives. But instead of rebuilding the same old way, Beira chose resilience. With support from international donors, the city launched the Beira Master Plan for Urban Resilience. Key elements: restoring natural wetlands, rebuilding canals, and creating elevated roads. The city also introduced flood buffer zones, areas that absorb stormwater before it reaches neighborhoods. It's a perfect example of using nature-based solutions. Beira teaches us that even in low-income cities, smart, sustainable planning is possible. Let's head to North America, to Winnipeg, Canada. Known for its flat landscape and proximity to the Red River, Winnipeg has a long history of major floods. The worst? The Great Flood of 1950, which forced over 100,000 evacuations. In response, the city built one of the world's largest flood control projects, the Red River Floodway. It's a 47-kilometer-long artificial channel that diverts floodwaters around the city. Locals proudly call it Duff's Ditch, after the premier who championed it. Since completion, it's saved billions in damages and prevented countless disasters. Winnipeg proves that with vision and long-term investment, even massive threats can be managed. Our final stop is Lismore, Australia, a small city with a big heart. In 2022, record-breaking floods swept through Lismore, causing tragic loss of life and widespread destruction. It was one of Australia's worst flood events. But instead of just rebuilding, Lismore is planning something bold, a managed retreat. Some homes are being bought back by the government and removed from high-risk flood zones. The city is investing in raised infrastructure, better early warning systems, and community resilience programs. Lismore's story is about learning the hard way, but also choosing not to repeat mistakes. So what can we learn from these 7 cities? Guwahati is showing how local action and awareness can change old habits. Copenhagen is designing a future where beauty and resilience go hand in hand. Jakarta is facing reality head-on, through massive infrastructure and even relocation. Venice is using advanced engineering to defend its legacy. Beira is rebuilding smarter by working with nature. Winnipeg shows how a single long-term project can protect millions. And Lismore teaches us that sometimes, the bravest choice is to move out of harm's way. Different countries, different methods, but the same goal, survival with dignity. As climate change makes extreme weather more common, floods aren't just a problem of the future. They're happening now. Cities can either wait or prepare. These 7 cities prove that we have the tools, the ideas, and the courage to build a safer world.